Welcome to the Bro Sports. Today we're discussing about the new NBA format that came out with yesterday.
And we're just trying to figure out who makes the 8th seed. We've already done our discussions on who wins the playoffs, who makes it to the conference finals on both sides. So now we're just going to be talking about who makes the 8 seeds now that we have a new format. So out east, it's only 9 teams.
From the west, it's 13 teams.
Right. So we're just going to be focused on the 8 seeds and down on both conferences. And I think the Eastern Conference is a lot easier because there's only 2 really teams actually there. So we'll talk about them first. So it's Orlando Magic and the Washington Wizards.
I prefer Washington to make it to the 8th seed than Orlando. Orlando is just... I don't know, man. Whenever I think about Orlando, it's like they're great on defense, but they can't score. And the point guard situation... I don't even think they have a proper shooting guard.
They don't. Yeah. It's weird because these two teams are really the antithesis of each other.
Yeah.
Like, Orlando's all defense, no offense. Washington,
just offense.
All offense, no defense.
They can put up 140 points per game, but they can give 115 points per game.
Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, I believe in Bradley Beal more. Like, Bradley Beal inspires more confidence than the Orlando Magic franchise as a whole.
But as a team, Washington just killing this guy's career, man. Like, he's been there, 5-6 years?
Yeah, but before, right? John Wall was a focal point. But now they're shifting towards Bradley Beal as their focal point. They made a really good trade for Davis. Like, they made a good move. They got Davis Bertans in free agency.
They got a lot of bench players. They don't have a player.
Well, that's the thing. Rui Hachimura, he's developing. David Bertans, he gives you spacings, right? They're starting towards rebuilding around, retooling.
Okay, my issue with that is like if you're rebuilding, rebuild. Trade John Wall. I don't think anybody wants John Wall as good as he is, but the amount of money he's getting paid to play for that team and how he performed so far, right? People have questions for.
Well, I mean, performance-wise, like he'll give you 20 points, 10 assists a game. But the problem is now is after the injury, he's an athletic point guard. He relies more on his athleticism. So
his speed, to be specific.
Yeah, his speed. So it's like, how is that going to affect this game?
Yes, questionable shooting selection and time. Like on defense, he's garbage. Like he's like the James Harden. But so I want Washington to make it to the 8th seed. Orlando is not a team that even if they make it to the 8th seed, there is no way they can. Even have a series with Milwaukee because in the regular season they're 4-0, right?
Well, it's not even just regular season wise. Like, to be honest, even Brooklyn Nets, they're not really a playoff team. They're just there because like that's how weak the East is. Not to say they're not like good players or whatever, but come on, let's be honest. These aren't really like teams that inspire hope for you to make an upset.
Yeah.
But I mean, out East, I'm pretty sure. I have faith. I have faith in Washington Wizards because they were starting to put it together, make a surge back or whatever. So let's see if they can continue that momentum. Out west, though, things are
a little bit complicated, man.
A fair bit more interesting, if I would say.
Man. So think about this, right? Portland.
New Orleans.
Spurs.
Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix, to be honest.
Sacramento, okay. Phoenix, Sacramento, okay. They're the
Phoenix,
bottom.
Sacramento, and I'll say it right now, in the Spurs. Those 3 are not really... This is a 3-team race right now with Memphis, Portland, and New Orleans.
Because in order for Portland to make it to the playoff, right? Just to make it to the playoff, they have to win 90% of the game, right?
They have both Portland and New Orleans need to win not only more games than Memphis.
So just winning, they have to. Okay, Memphis have to lose,
and they will. To be honest,
90% of their game in order for.
I don't know if it's not 90% of the games, but if they get up 4 games, so it's the 8-game regular season when they return, and they need to be up 4 games on the 9 seed. So for the 8 seed to secure it without a play-in. But if the 8 seed doesn't get 4 games ahead of the 9 seed, then they go into a play-in, in which the 8 seed only needs to win 1 tourney game, and the 9 seed needs to win 2.
I understand NBA did this to just make some money and also, fulfill their obligation for the TV company, whatever. But
to be honest with you, I even think, because even in past years, the they were even talking about having a play-in tournament with a different kind of style of seeding because people are always saying the East is weaker. It's not fair. There are other matchups we don't get to see. So
I don't like I like the old format, the old traditional bracket format, right? The West stay in the West, the East stay in the East. But if you want to mix it up, you got to tell a team and the players in the beginning of the season. Because I just want best 16 teams in the NBA to make it to the playoff, right? If you say that, it's put a lot of people to focus on, getting a proper player, right? The competition might rise, right? But
think about it. Look at last year.
Yeah.
So last year, teams in the West that didn't make the playoffs would have made it out East. Same thing with this year. So I think they're doing the right thing, right? I think they're just testing it now because they have an opportunity. The whole year went to shit. Everything kind of got turned upside down. All of life got turned upside down. But now in this situation, even if they do experiment, they won't get reprimanded because they're making the best out of a bad situation. But let's just get right into this though. So, first of all, who do you think is gonna make the 8th seed?
In the East?
In the West. We talked about the East. Who do you think is making out West?
I think Memphis is gonna stay number 8.
I think New Orleans. I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan, but
You're biased.
It's not just about being biased. Memphis was already slipping before the end of the season. Memphis was already slipping. Portland and New Orleans were surging. Zion's back and just.
But when you think, okay, let's talk about New Orleans, right?
New Orleans is a way more.
The only issue I have is with that team. It's not the players. It's the coach.
Yeah, Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, the way the way he does
his rotations.
The rotation. I remember one game, the game that Zion, the first game Zion played, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't let him.
He was cooking in the first quarter, right? Then right in that time moment, he took him out.
That was the debut of the Black Steph Curry. But anyways,
so I think that's to me, right? In a tight situation, you need your best players to perform at their best, right?
Yeah, and I think he will.
He will. I have no question that he does, right? But it's just the coach. I
think the coach is gonna let him play now because I think what they were worried about is we don't want this kid to get injured early in the season. They were trying to be more cautious. As the season progressed, he started to let him play more. I think when it comes down to it, I think New Orleans is just a way more balanced team than Portland.
Only difference between Portland and New Orleans that I can think of is experience, right? You can.
Okay, I'll just say it like this. First of all, our front court is better. New Orleans front court is better than the Portland front court, hands down, no question. Same with the
back court is Portland probably the best. They have the two best. Minus Steph Curry and Clay, right?
Russell? They don't have the best backcourt. Let's get that out of the way right
now.
No,
we're talking about against New Orleans. We're not talking about against the whole.
Okay, against New Orleans, but even then, defensively. Right, defensively, our backcourt will give any other backcourt in the league trouble with Drew Holiday and Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, he's great on ball.
They're both great on ball defenders, and not just that. I feel like it's fine because you can let
Drew Holiday can guard LeBron, man.
You can let Damian Lillard cook, and you can shut down CJ McCollum.
Yeah, he's inconsistent, man.
They don't have anybody that's gonna be able to guard Brandon Ingram at the 3. They don't have any small.
Carmelo.
Okay, Carmelo's not defending shit. We'll get that out of the way right now. Secondly, if Carmelo's on the floor for you consistently, you know how that's going to turn out. And who's guarding Zion? No one's guarding Zion. If you even play...
He'll be a difficult matchup for any team. Yeah. Just put that out. There's no way you can guard him one-on-one.
And then when it comes to Memphis, the one thing I have about Memphis, all right, they were slipping before. How's this rest going to affect them?
But one thing you have to think about is after they made a trade, they have a lot of players that hasn't played, right?
Yeah, but they still haven't even had time to practice together, so they're not going to have any cohesion.
But they have games, right? They're going to have what?
They're
probably going to give them a week or so.
They have 8 games. That's it. They only have 8 games.
Before that, they probably give them a couple of weeks to, get into shape, right? And they're just going to say, well...
They're starting this month.
This month, right?
But not just that, but it's it even takes guys half a season to even get cohesive with their team, let alone even if you give them a month.
No, I'm saying these people already already have the chemistry going, right? The Memphis, and the last few months before
they were slipping.
No, they were slipping, but there's a lot of great positive things you can see, right? The way the what's the name? The point guard,
Ja,
and what's the name? The guy who got injured.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, he was playing great. So just coming back, it might take like a couple of games or 3-4 games, but I believe from the West, Memphis. But I want, to be honest, I want Portland to make it because they'll give any team a problem.
Yeah, they might win a game. They might take a game off you.
They make a series.
I would like. That's the thing. If they were like a 6 seed or something like that, you could say that. But
if they were a 6 seed,
if they were a 6 seed, but the thing is, the teams they're going against now, even if they made like, this is the one problem with the 8 seed. Even the Pelicans, I'm a Pelicans fan. Even if we do make the 8 seed, which I think we will, we're still gonna end up going against the Lakers. And as good as any of the 8 seed teams could be in the future, no one can handle that task right now in the 8 seed. Portland doesn't have a forward. No one's going to be able to guard LeBron on that team. Or Anthony Davis.
There's 3-1 in the series, in the season, the regular season. Lakers 3-1 against Portland. So I give Portland a game.
That's regular season. When the playoffs comes, that's the thing. They're not going to want to stick around too long. They want to get their sweep and get their rest. I don't see Portland. I don't see Portland winning a game. Maybe they win. So
we're not like Sacramento, Phoenix, San Antonio.
They're not in the mix. They're not in the mix. They're not
yeah.
in the mix. I'm sorry to say.
There's nothing to
San Antonio. San Antonio in years past, even if their offense wasn't up to par, their defense could carry the day. They don't even have defense this year.
Who do you think? Like, let me ask you this: who do you think benefit from this break?
Like. That's like in the bottom seeds or just in general?
In general, like some say, like the older team might benefit.
I really don't even know if the older teams would really benefit that much because some of these guys, like the fact that the season came back is really, really good for the older teams.
We don't know if it's gonna start, right? They just do.
No, I mean
the first phase, right?
For the playoffs, just the playoffs starting is a very good sign because some of these guys only have so many years left, right? But I think this benefits like a team like Dallas. They're kind of getting tired. They had some injuries they had to work out. So I think it benefited.
Dallas is a fake team, man. To be honest,
you can't be a fake team.
No, I'm saying like those teams that they good on a regular season. Like we've seen Utah, right?
We've never seen Dallas in the playoffs. We've never seen this Dallas team in the playoffs, so we can't say they're a fake team.
No, I'm saying like all indication. Like I remind me like the Utah Jazz team. Like they good on regular season, in the playoff they leave as they came, quick. So I don't think Dallas have enough. They're not firepower to compete against Lakers or Clippers. Even Houston.
They'll make a series. That's the thing. They'll make
against Clippers is gonna go at least game.
Dallas can make it a series against anybody. They can make it into the second round, but them winning, they're not contending this year. But they have a very good core.
It's only Clippers and Lakers from the West. The East is going to be Milwaukee. I pick Boston.
I think Miami's a scary team out East.
Yeah.
Miami's a dark horse team for me out East.
Yeah, because people don't talk about that team as much as they talk about Milwaukee or even Toronto. Like people don't give Toronto that much credit, man. They're in number 3?
Yeah, and LeBron's not out East anymore, so you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But
the boogeyman is gone.
I think it's going to be a lot more interesting. The East is a lot more interesting this year.
Yeah. And, I hope they start, so,
Denver's there too, but I think competing for finals-wise, it's really a 2-team race out West, and it's really a 2-team race out East, if we're being honest.
Who's your second team in the East?
If we're just being completely, like, without any kind of, like, this team could be scary type of shit, Boston and Milwaukee are the 2 teams out East.
You pick Milwaukee in the East, right? I pick Boston.
I picked Miami out East.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but that's kind of, like, I could see them doing it. But if we're just being realistic...
What if like, Boston and Milwaukee meet in the second round? Right? Miami will meet Raptors.
Okay, so they're just changing the whole entire playoff format, period? Like, they're just doing a different kind of seeding altogether?
Because now, if you allow...
they're not playing conference playoffs?
No, they just... you play the 8 games?
Yeah, and then when you go into the playoffs, is it West versus East? or is it gonna be like, is it West versus West, East versus East, or is it like a
I
round
think they're
robin
gonna
type
mix
deal?
it up by
I like that. That's a
winning
good idea.
and losing
Record? Okay.
record, right? So
Okay, so it's like in
That's what
soccer,
I'm
they have like
thinking they're gonna do,
group games and
because-
stuff like that.
yeah, it's sad though, because
It's good, they change it up because like you can always make the argument like, oh, if this team played out East, they would have made the conference final. So this way they're eliminating that, and you're just saying like, all right, you guys are the best 16 teams. Let's see who bought that life, right? Contenders and pretenders. Let's separate them out.
contender or pretender, I like that. But we don't know all the information that NBA is gonna put out the next couple of days, regarding to how the format will look like. But we'll talk about it in the next episode. But we also have great news. In about a week or so, or 2 weeks, we're gonna start launching our video. It's not gonna be in audio. All the people that's stuck by us, from the beginning to now, it's gonna get better. I promise you that.
We grow, and every day we're trying to grow.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys viewing us, staying with us, staying loyal, and we're trying to grow for you guys as well as for ourselves.
Yeah, it'll get better now. Like, everything is lifted. The social distancing, all that stuff, right? So now we can have people coming to the lab to discuss, debate, or just give us information about current issue, right? So, on that note, if you didn't subscribe, it's your time to hit that button. And if you have anything you want to say to us, or if you like us to talk about something that you really passionate about, please leave us a comment.
You can get us on Instagram. You can DM us at Odd Bros Podcast. Shout out to our producer, 604 Tonio. You can find him on Instagram at 604 Tonio. And yeah, Odd Nation, thank you very much. We out.